So, the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, has made budget cut proposals that will close 3 of the 6 shelters in Los Angeles. That's half. These are already overcrowded, and it's going to be detrimental. And I'll talk about that later. When more people are here, right now I'm going to make some breakfast. What's going on? How you doing? Hey, Ormic, how's it going? I'm going to run over to my computer really quick to do a quick thing in the, I guess, the Twitch, although it should have automatically, I suppose, done something. Obviously, we don't have any new fosters just yet, and I'll talk about that as well. Let's just get this going. I'm going to make breakfast first because me hungry. And I'm guessing I went live too early for Means, so she probably won't be here. She probably was expected to be at 11. I might still be going at that point, but I wanted to try and get a jump on my day, so I moved the time up at the last minute. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's I'm a little shocked that the petition isn't pushed out there as much. It's not one I started. It's just the one that I found that seems to have the most traction behind it. Okay, I can't. Like, laptop's being super weird. There we go. Okay, where's the Twitch channel? But yeah, we have about 2 months to basically share that thing and get people talking and riled up and all of that. I'll make sure this is working. Okay. But it's a silly and crazy plan. Okay. Come on, computer. Should just run into the other room and do it from there, I guess. Here we go. Let's find this link, which I can grab just off of Discord. Yeah, so the funny thing with the fosters, and I'll probably end up repeating this. Hey, how's it going, Devil Kitten? We originally were supposed to get 2 new fosters when Harper left us on Sunday, and it was going to be like minutes apart because it was going to basically be an exchange where the person who was taking Harper was bringing the other kittens. But those 2 kittens were from a litter of 4. And unfortunately, one of the kittens in that group passed away. And so they wanted to keep all 3 together, which obviously that is what's best for those kittens. Give me 1 second. Okay. I'm gonna make breakfast. And we were like, 3 kittens seems like just a little bit too much for us to take on right now. You know, we're not supposed to have extra cats here at all. So we passed on it. We said, it is right to keep those kittens all together. We don't think we take all 3. It's just a little too much for us at this time. So that was Sunday, and we were like, it's kitten season. There'll be more cats, right? Kittens are going to show up left and right, and we'll get 2 kittens, a pair of kittens will show up, or a quad that can be broken up into 2s. And it just hasn't happened yet. And in fact, Moose, what are you doing? The foster coordinator, I don't know if that's her official title. I guess I don't know. The lady who pulls kittens from the shelter, her name is Christy. You may hear us talking about Christy every once in a while. Got in touch with Amanda, I think on Monday, it might have been Tuesday, and was like, hey, we have another group of 3 kittens. And I was like, Amanda was like, but it's still 3 kittens. So there's been a lot of back and forth. And Amanda eventually was like, I mean, if they just absolutely can't find anyone, I guess. So they're still trying to place those kittens with somebody else. They're about 2 weeks old. I think if they get a little older and they don't have to feed quite as often, we'll end up taking those kittens if we don't get a duo before then. So yes, I don't have any details on what happened to that fourth kitten. It did not make it. It's just the way, like, kids have terrible immune systems. Like, they don't have an immune system, basically. And yeah, there's just been a lot of loss in the rescue world lately from fading kitten disease and just other undiagnosed illnesses and stuff like that. I think part of it is I don't know what these kitten situation was, like where they were found, how they were found, anything like that. But part of it is the shelters themselves are overcrowded, and so it's just really easy for diseases to like spread fast. And something seems to be going around. This past year, we've heard about more kitten deaths than ever before. Maybe a year and a half. I try to watch while helping my church. It's kind of noisy. No worries. I'll try and talk louder. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna make some breakfast, so it should be mostly visual. But yeah, so that's what's going on with the not having kittens. Red onion. My guess is that we will end up getting a kitten by the weekend, or kittens by the weekend. I have no concept on how many that's going to be at this point. It may end up being the 3, or new kittens may show up. I'm shocked that it's May now, that there aren't like a bunch of duos and pairs showing up, that they're not coming to us for that. But who knows? The shelters are just turning people away and being like, yeah, go put those back. So we'll see. It may just be something where Amanda ends up seeing a Facebook post from someone who's like, I found kittens, what do I do? And we end up taking those kittens. All right. Oh, what am I doing this on? We have no English muffins. Technically not true, but they're raisin. Oh! Right. That's right. We ordered. We did a Ralph's order, and this is gonna be bad, but I'm gonna suffer through it. The friggin' shopper, the Instacart guy, replaced our normal English muffins with 100% whole wheat English muffins. So I guess I do have English muffins. Not excited about this. They don't smell too wheaty, but we'll see. Like, I like wheat bread. That is my default bread, but for an egg sandwich, I don't know. You want like a sourdoughy kind of situation. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's up with the Fosters. Unfortunately, we're still running a playlist on the mainstream. Where's my... I cut onions with knife. Here it is. And that will carry on until we get kittens again. Cinco de Mayo is coming up, and traditionally we do have a mini game for the live stream. I'm probably not going to turn that one on, honestly. I don't think it ever worked great in the first place. And since we're like multicasting to a million different places, it seems kind of awkward to have that up when only two platforms, one and a half platforms can actually play it. So yeah, especially when it's just over the playlist. I don't know. I may change my mind because memes will probably. Double Kitten says, I have a small kitchen and I still can't find things. This is a pretty small kitchen, honestly, as well. Okay, so the bigger thing I wanted to talk about, which some of you may have seen me post about a little bit here and there. If you follow us on TikTok, that's become what our TikTok is right now. I'm sorry I haven't posted more of the cat adoption videos. I've gotten really behind on that. I really need to find just another editor who can help me kind of like push through that load. They're not even complicated videos. It's just, you know, kind of got to spend more time making money. That being said, since I started talking about one thing, I'll move on to another thing. I did have a job interview the other day with Universal Studios, which went pretty well. It's with the theme park specifically. The only caveat is that they said I would probably have to. He said, you might have to cut your hair. And that's an option for me. It's as close to a religion as I get. Oh, I'm hoping something else presents itself to me and I don't have to really consider that option. Oh, the girls want for me to work there because it was specifically for one of the Harry Potter rides. The big Harry Potter ride, actually. Yeah, I don't like if they just want me to trim it a little. Like I get it's a safety hazard thing because if anything happens on the ride, like you have to be able to into stuff. So I get that there's a safety issue, but I think there's ways to work around that. But we'll see. They do a background check, and then there's like a 6-day training. I guess make the decision on the hair situation. Yeah, not the hair, man. Okay, so the other big thing I wanted to talk about is the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, has made a budget proposal for the coming year. And in her proposal, she is proposing they cut, I think it is $5 million from the animal services budget, which effectively closes 3 shelters. We only have 6. It cuts 60 jobs that are currently filled and there's 62 jobs that are in the application phase. So 122 jobs total. Yeah, Los Angeles has 6 shelters. She wants to close 3. Those 6 shelters have been over capacity since COVID. The stray population in LA has been out of control since COVID. I've run these numbers through like multiple AIs, and every single one of them comes back and says that the $5 million in savings within a year, just 1 year, would end up costing the city $10 to $20 million. And then within 4 years, anywhere from $100 to $400 million. Basically what happens, you're cutting all those jobs, the 3 shelters. Day one, those shelters struggle to like put those animals into already filled shelter enclosures. They're already at double capacity in most of the shelters. So they're going to triple up, which has terrible long-term effects, not just emotionally and intellectually for the animals. Just parasites and diseases are going to be even worse. Like, we're already seeing that that's bad. I talked about that. So day one, they're going to try and cram more animals into there. And then day two, they either make executive decision to just release them or euthanize them. And we're talking 1,500 dogs, 200 to 500 cats, depending on, the year it is when this all officially starts. Because like, if it's kitten season and puppy season, it's going to be out of control. So right now, if they were to do this, I forget how long this takes. The stats on doing a humane euthanasia to something like between 3 shelters. Oh, I can't remember if it was 1 or 3 now. They could only do, I think it was all 3, something like 70 dogs a day. When you're talking 1,500 dogs, that's all that shelter is doing at that point, right? Like, you have to now hire extra staff that you're paying overtime to just whittle away at that. And that population, that number of 1,500 going down 70 a day, even if it is 70 per, and that's what, like 200 a day, is so long. Like, that will take so long. That's not a reasonable outcome. Oh shit, I forgot to do my sausage. I got so into this. Oh no, my sandwich. Yeah, I'm very passionate about this. This is madness to me, and I'm like, this can't happen. So FYI, there is a link, it should be in the video description, to a change.org petition, which you can please sign and please share. And if you're in Los Angeles, you know someone in Los Angeles who loves animals, yeah, get it out there, put it in people's faces, because it is, as of this morning, it had only broken 10,000 signatures, and that's in the past 4 days. Like, when I first found that petition, I think it was only at 4,000, so it hasn't grown very fast. Like, 10,000 is great, but there needs to be a 0 at the end of that. I gotta wash my hands. Hang on. It's on the sprayer. Okay. Somehow I need my sausage to cook faster than my egg. It's fine. It's going on a sandwich. I didn't even start my English muffin. Toast it. Dang it. Why have I done this thing? Thank you, Double Kitten. I know Ori signed it. Thank you, Orbic. Thank you, anyone else who has. I don't know. There's aspects of this thing that are so bad, and it's like the euthanizing of 1,500 dogs, 200 to 500 cats is bad and like enough. Like, it doesn't have to get worse than that. But so I was saying, it's basically day 2 as they start this insane list of, trying to get that number down. And at the same time, more people are showing up at shelters that are open, because they're going to the ones that are closed being like, wait, what happened to this shelter? Finding out that they just can't even drop an animal off. And yeah, the shelters that are open are going to turn and be like, we can't. We are triple capacity. We cannot take them out. So you either need to take that animal to your house and try and find the owner, or just release it. That's what's going to happen. And then within a couple of weeks, all those dogs that all those dogs that get released will pack up. We're just going to have packs of wild dogs roaming Los Angeles. And then the coyotes, which have already, since COVID, gotten more bold and like started wandering into more neighborhoods. Like, oh, there's a food supply down in, all suburban areas, probably urban areas too at that point. So the coyotes are going to go farther into neighborhoods, and because there's more food, they will have more pups, and the coyote population is going to get out of control. So you're going to have to hire, I don't know what they're going to do at that point. You're going to have to hire, more animal service people to take care of that coyote population. There's going to be like increased dog bites, increased car accidents because they hit animals. Insurance is going to be crazy. Come on, sausage, you can do it. Can I get this to be just the sub burner? Yes. All right. And then, like, yeah, it just keeps getting worse, like, because it's unchecked. Like, right now, where we're at with everything is basically keeping it from getting worse. Like, again, all of the shelters are over capacity. The stray population, you're not toasted enough. Don't. Oh, somebody turn that down. Beep at me. Yeah, the stray population is already barely under control. It's not under control. It's just we're keeping it where it is, essentially. But here it just gets worse because of nuts. Oh, yeah, and then there's this whole aspect of, like, people's pets. Like, I think this is the thing that's probably get to a lot of people is, like, I don't know what those policies are going to be when you bring some stray dog that you found that doesn't actually have a collar or a microchip on, and it probably is somebody's dog, but you can't tell. So they're going to be like, well, either you take care of it or let it go because we're over capacity. We can't take it. Hopefully they still at least check for microchips before telling people that. And then that dog goes back into the neighborhood because that person who found it has an apartment and they're like, I can't take a dog. I got to be a good person here, but this is it. This is all I can do is take it to a shelter. Like, and worse than that, the shelter goes, yeah, we will take it, but it doesn't have a microchip. They wait. I think it's a 3-day waiting period. And then they go, well, now it's on the euthanasia list because nobody came to claim it. So, because that person who probably owns that dog went to their local shelter, which no longer exists. By the way, out of the 6 shelters, the closing of 3 shelters leaves exactly 1 shelter in the valley, which is where we are. And the one that they want to close is West Valley Shelter. West Valley Shelter is one of the only shelters, at least in the valley, it is the only shelter that can board and house large animals. It's not the word I wanted. But like when like COVID and the wildfires and stuff like that, like they took in horses because they have the space for it. Like they have large enclosures, basically. I haven't showed you any of this. It's wonderful breakfast. We did it. We got the sausage to cook. So that's my mission right now, is to try and get people out there and help get signatures on that petition. So thank you to everyone who signed. And there's only like 2 months before city council I guess, votes on this. I have to look at the timeline stuff, but there's a few, like, you know, they either reject it or they approve it, basically. And it came into, like, I didn't hear about this, as I think a lot of people didn't hear this until really recently, and a lot of the sort of public hearing days have already gone. So now it really comes down to making this petition, you know, as loud as possible, and sending emails to CAS and all of the city council members, which if you go to the change.org link, there is, if you scroll way down, a decision makers section. Hold on, this thing of beauty. Look at that. That's fantastic. That's a good time. A little sausage under there. Yeah, hi. Yeah, all right, good. Okay. So we need to, like, email all those decision makers. Like, in the next day or two, I'm trying to put a blog out. I just keep adding to this blog. Like, there's just so much more stuff that keeps coming out that I'm like, my brain never stops, and I keep extrapolating scenario and the next scenario and the next scenario, and I'm trying to add it all. And like, at some point, I just have to, like, post the blog so I can point people to it, because there is a template of a letter that you can just copy and paste and send to those decision makers. But yeah, if you're a member of any animal Facebook groups or Reddits or anything like that, Discord servers, post the petition, and you know, when I get my blog posted, share that, please. I don't have any plates. Oh, the dishwasher's clean. Okay, I'm gonna do something, and we talk about other things now. Maybe. I need one more hand. Coffee, camera, food. Hi, Bear. Bear, that's mine. I know I put it, you think, is your seat, but this is where I'm sit. Me sit now? Bear? Okay, buddy. Going for a ride. Okay. I'm gonna sit there. Yeah? Me sit there? You sit. Okay. Oh, so hungry. Kitty said, deny. We have made accommodations. Chair is just big enough for two. Sorry in advance for the munching. Well, it was very hot. Okay. It's still on, right? Okay. Yeah, what else? So we'll see what happens with kittens. I imagine in the next day or two of some kind of progress on new foster kittens. And then I'll switch that over. Devil Kitten says, had a hot dog and jam and noodle soup for breakfast / lunch. Okay. I don't think I could do that for a breakfast. I'm very, like, with the exception of occasional breakfast dinners, I'm very, like, these things are these meals and these are these meals. With the exception of pizza, which I could eat for any meal. Well, I guess sushi. I could technically do sushi as a breakfast. This is so hot. And then my beverage is hot, so I can't even. beverage is slightly less hot than the sausage, so it worked out. Same pizza is good anytime. Yeah, for real. Yeah, I love pizza. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know if I have any other burning topics. I could keep talking about the shelter thing forever because there's just so many facets to it. Like, yeah, it's nuts. I made some infographics too. I burned my mouth with the soup. Yeah, soup does that. This is just like soup. Coffee's not open. I know it's hot, but I keep wanting to eat. All right, this is primarily egg, so it shouldn't be that bad. In family news, Betty had her first volleyball game 2 days ago and has another game today. So so that's exciting. We'll see how she does. The first game, they had come back from a 2-week spring break with no practices. So they didn't do very well. If you don't know volleyball, it's like 2 halves, and the first team to 25 wins that half, something like that. I don't know the full scoring. So they basically they're played against a team on that team's court, and they had a lot of other kids there cheering them on, whereas our team had like maybe 4 parents. So the morale was probably not the best, but it's not a highly competitive age. They're the fun team because it doesn't matter. But yeah, it was both halves were 25-14. Although Betty, my daughter, did actually serve the fight. She is one of the 2 best servers on the team, though she is the youngest and really awkwardly nervous about being there. Devil Kitten says, it irks me with the whole shelter thing. She made me boiling mad when you mentioned it. Yeah, it's utter madness. Oh, so along those lines, so they want to cut 5 million, maybe it was 6, and from the animal services, and from the things I've seen, that just it's going to end up costing them so much more. And there's going to be lawsuits. That was a big part of it. Like they're going to lose like 100 million in lawsuits to the city. Whereas if they spend an extra 3 million, they end up saving the city something like 20 million the first year. So it's just craziness. And it's all because they want to give the cops more stupid stuff, like robot dogs. I miss when my nephews played sports. Now they're in college and fresh out of college. Right on. Now, Betty's like really when she's not playing, when she's not practicing, she's like, do we have to go? I don't want to go. I don't want to do this. And then after, she's like, that was a lot of fun. I did it. It was great. And she's just so self-conscious and nervous about the whole thing. And I'm like, I don't know how to help her feel more comfortable aside from just doing it all the time. But at the same time, and she's a good server. So when she serves, again, like probably the best server on the team, next to the team captain who qualified for the JV team, but was asked to play in this team. So like that's like instantly she's if that person went on to the thing, she's one of the better players on the team serving. But as just any other position, unless the ball is coming like right here, like if it's up here, she won't go for it. If it's here, she'll go for it. Anywhere around here, is that somebody else's ball. And I'm like, oh God, Betty, no. Gotta just make an effort for it. Yeah. But also, she wouldn't wear her knee pads. She was the only kid on 2 teams not wearing knee pads. So I think the girls who actually had the ability to control their serve really aimed for her. They were like, yeah, that girl's gonna dive. She doesn't have knee pads. So, she kind of brought it on herself. Hopefully she wears them today. We'll see. Devil says common sense isn't common sense with them. But yeah, it was fun going to watch them. Right on. I thought we were talking about the city council for a mini minute. I think that applies. Okay. Ow. I think I got a cut on my lip. Awesome. Brings back memories of when I was little. I played soccer. During one game we were losing, I sat down in the middle of the field and said quit and got bonked by the ball. Yeah, I have some memory of. I don't think it was a team sport. I think it was just gymnastics that we were doing some kind of sport thing, and I was way more interested in like some butterfly, and I got called out on it. I don't remember much of it because I think I blocked a lot of that stuff out. But yeah, I was never a huge team sports person as a kid. I did track and field for a couple of years. And I definitely was on a soccer team and I was on a lacrosse team when I was much younger, like 8, 9, 10. But I was never super into it. I think my parents made that choice for me, whereas track and field, I think I chose to do, but I don't know. I may have played t-ball. I don't remember anymore. That might have just been me and some kids. I have vague memories. It's so long ago. I was like 5 at that time, and for t-ball, I spent more time playing in the dirt instead of actually playing the game. Sure. Yeah. I think part of it for Betty, she said she was really tired. Like she just told me that today. She didn't say anything about it yesterday or after the game. But yeah, like the second half of the game, she was really like zoned out and just like she stands there like this, which is not good. You want to be like right. You want to be low to get up on the ball, but she's like fully up, arms tucked away, shoulders forward. I'm like, oh my god, which like straight out reminded me of the butterfly thing I just talked about. That's why it's fresh in my mind, probably, or a little bit. Jolly Bear, did I make you move? Okay, buddy, go sleep on my sweater. Thank you. Yeah, hope, and I think another problem is like the coach that they have just got there. Like they had somebody else sort of coaching them for a little while, and then this new lady coach took over, whereas previously I think it was a guy who was trying to do double duty on both teams. So like she really hasn't had a chance to implement her, tactics and knowledge and whatever. She's actually played some amount of volleyball. I don't know if she's coached before. It sounded like this might be her first time. And I don't know when she says she played volleyball, if like I played volleyball, but if she was actually some kind of professional or not. No idea. I kind of doubt it. Just because that's it's such a small school. I don't think they just have like access to, you know, someone with a lot of professional experience, because that costs money and they just don't have money. But yeah, hopefully, I mean, they only have like 4 more games. Well, hopefully she gets something out of it and does it again next year. It was something that, like, when we originally, so this school is a continuation of her elementary school. It's a different campus. And the volleyball thing was one of the selling points. Like, we were like, well, she's tall, so that's pretty good. But it's the only female sport that they have at that school. And we wanted her to do something. But I don't. Yeah, I feel like maybe we need to look at another system, another school. I think with Iris probably going to look a little harder at other schools and not just take the path that's in front of us. Anyway, none of cats. Yeah, I hope we get some news on getting some new kittens in here sooner than later. I'll definitely be doing a chat on Saturday. It might be on the shorter side because it looks like we have a couple different things going on. And that'll be on the Twitch and YouTube and all of the platforms. Maybe we'll have kittens to talk about. Maybe we won't. So I do have updates. So Simon and Sophie, one of our previous fosters, are ready for adoption. They haven't been adopted yet to our knowledge. Wait. Is your screen name? There's like no screen name here. Or your screen name is Hi from Lurking. Also excited to see new fosters whenever they might be and whoever they might be and whenever they might be. Me too. Yeah, I don't even know what the 3 kittens that, I don't know if you've been lurking long, but yeah, I'm not positive if the 3 kittens that Amanda and Christy have been talking about for the past couple of days are the original 3 kittens or a different 3 kittens. I actually have no idea. I didn't ask too many questions because I was like, we're probably not getting those cats, so what does it matter? But maybe we are now. I don't know. Devil Kitten says, I really hope you guys get kittens. We will. It's just a matter of time. Yeah. So I think what I was about to say is Saturday's a little busy. We have 2 events, and I'll do the chat in the morning, which might be short. So if there are suddenly kittens available, I have a feeling it wouldn't happen to either Saturday night or Sunday, just because Saturday might be a little too hectic. It depends on their age. If they're like 2 weeks and older, then yeah, we can probably take them on at any time and just if they've already been fed, go about our day with our stuff until the early evening when they need to get fed again. Yeah, I saw the news on Discord that some fosters were going to come, but something happened, and no idea what's up with my YouTube name, but it's 9G Catnip. Oh, okay. Hey. Yeah, it's super. I don't know. Can you see on your side that it just doesn't show a username? I'm holding my finger over where it would be for me, which is probably not the same experience for you, but whatever. I'll go check on my computer in a minute. Yeah, if you just got here and you don't know the full story of what happened to the kittens we were supposed to get on Sunday, so originally we were supposed to get 2 of, oh, it shows it for you too. Okay. Okay, weird. You just got to go into your account settings. You can set it there. So there was a litter of 4 kittens. We were going to take 2 of them. They were 2 black and 2 color point, like Siamese. And then one of those 4 kittens didn't make it. They passed on. And the person who had the kittens was like, I think it's for the best to keep those 3 kittens together. Because originally we were just going to take 2. So we did not end up taking that because 3 is just too many for us right now. Like that's a lot of extra work. And like Amanda basically has to feed the kitten before she goes to work in the morning. So like adding on an extra 10 minutes there that's not great. So we passed on it because obviously, yes, we agree keeping those 3 kittens together is what's best for those kittens. It's better for them all to have a playmate than to separate 2 out just so that we can take care of them and pass that other one as a solo. That's lame. But 3 was just too many for us, so we decided not to take the 3. So that's what happened to us getting kittens on Sunday, and now we're just waiting and waiting. All right, that's between you guys. I don't need to read that. This is still on, right? Okay. Shuts off on its own after a while. I don't know why. Oh, last bite. All right, I'll be right back. Although you can still hear me. Let's do this for a little bit. I'm going to run around and do some stuff. Bear time. Let me pull the chat up on my computer. Okay. What's a cute mug? The cat's mug? The face of the cat who is sitting there? Okay. We're waiting for that. We're waiting with y'all for sure. Keep the Twitch playlist stream on my second monitor to see when there might be a switch up. Right on. Bear has a very handsome coat and absolutely beautiful eyes. Wow. Yeah, he's a handsome boy. Bear is our cat that survived the house fire. I mean, they all survived the house fire, but he actually had to run through the fire. So if you see his ears, they're a little tattered up. They're a little shorter than they used to be, but he's still a very handsome guy. Oh, the mug you were drinking from, of like my tumbler. Yeah, I wouldn't call that a mug. It's actually Amanda's, but I stole it because I lost mine in the fire. I had a really good Cuteavalanche mug with Arya's face on it, and it was like a lilac. It was basically the same shape as this one, which is this big tumbler type thing, and it's like this glossy finish. And after the fire, like I went to replace it, and we couldn't find any tumblers that didn't have like that weird matte finish to it. And I don't know if it's because of my psoriasis or whatever, but I just can't touch that. Like, I'm not just being like picky, like I don't prefer that. I like have a visceral reaction when I touch that finish, that like rough matte finish. I don't know why all of the tumblers are like that now. But so Amanda had this one, and I was like, well, I'm stealing that. You can have this other one. Oh, speaking of which, I need to make coffee. That was half the reason I stood up. Okay. Should I make flavored coffee? Nah, I'll just go regular. But yeah, one of these days, I need to just replace the Cuteavalanche tumbler that I lost. I just need to replicate it on. We switched print on demand sites. I went back to Teespring because I just like them a little better. So I gotta recreate that design over there, or create a new design that I like. I don't know. For anyone who's interested, we do have a merch shop. You can go to cuteavalanche.com/merch, probably. I think that's the short link. You can also get there through most of the videos on our YouTube have a link somewhere that takes you to at least an item on that shop. Okay. Let me see. I am probably going to wrap things up at the top of the hour, so we got about 7 more minutes. I might go a little long just because some people probably thought this was going to start at 11 and then I moved the time. So I'm going to go long enough to be like, sorry, not sorry. Had to change it. Go back and watch it. Yeah. Hopefully I can take the stream and chop up some bullet points to make some other videos. Been a year since the fire in just a few weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks exactly, in 2 weeks. That's crazy. Feels like it was a month ago most of the time. Maybe 2 months ago sometimes. In other news that is not Cuteavalanche related, I just took on the role of host on a podcast called Who Would Win Masters, which is a spin-off of the original Who Would Win show, which is a geek debate show. So that anytime you wonder, like, if two superheroes, fictional characters, fought each other, how that would go, that is the conceit of the show. Our first episode, Daredevil vs. Batman, just dropped on Spotify and Apple and all of the podcast places. So if that's your jam, look for Who Would Win Masters. You can also find a blog post about it on samproof.tv/blog. Yeah. What was that? Definitely a rough experience, but it's amazing how everyone in there survived. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Barrett looks knocked out hard. Yeah, like that was, the biggest concern, obviously, because we had so many cats in there. And thankfully, nobody else except me was home, and Amanda had, we had one really young kitten at the time, and she was with Amanda at school, like, because she had to be bottle fed. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that if Marigold had still been in the house when the house fire happened, like, she would have suffocated just due to the amount of smoke. Bartles, who was the youngest kitten uh, that was in the house, which was like when I first came out and I was in the garage, which is a detached garage. So the internet went out and I was like, well, what the hell's going on? And I went out of the garage to see, to go inside to check out why the internet had gone off. I was like, oh, I got to restart the router. And I saw just billowing out of the house. I was like, oh shit. And my immediate thought was like, Bartles is in there in this like giant, it was like, it's like a 6 foot tall crate, but it's still, he can't escape, right? Like he's still trapped. So I ran into just a wall of black smoke and felt my way around to where that crate was and just opened all the doors up to it. I felt around and tried to find him, but I could not find him. And at that point I started, being unable to breathe. So I had to get back out. And then I ran around and opened up the other doors so that any of the cats could leave, which none of them did. But yeah, no, I totally was able to get in there so that he could get out of there and get down low. Because that thing, even though it was tall, was raised up at least a good 2 feet. So like he couldn't escape the smoke. But yeah, I was able to do that for him. Anyway, I don't want to relive all of that. Wasn't some in the laundry basket and some inside the couch something? Some? Oh, so smart little babies. So in our bedroom, I'm not sure what. Hey, it means sorry, I had to start early today because I need to do other stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna end up wrapping up pretty soon. I think the laundry basket thing that you're thinking of is Bear. So in basically off of the kitchen, yeah, this is what Means just said, was our laundry room, and Bear would sleep in the laundry basket that was in the laundry room. And then the fire broke out in the kitchen, like right next to the opening of that laundry room. So at some point, he had made, he had to make his way out of that laundry room through the kitchen, past fire, to get into the living room. And I don't know, maybe the fire had spread into the laundry room, and he was like, "Oh fuck, now I have to get out of here." But whatever, yeah, we'll never know for sure what level of horrible nightmare he had to survive, but wasn't good. Yeah, when you originally said that, for a second I thought maybe you were talking about the kittens that were in the bedroom, because one of them was found under some laundry as well. He's all loafed up and chilling. Yeah, he's good. His personality definitely adjusted after the fire. Like, he's not exactly the same cat he used to be, but he's still pretty chill. He's still very affectionate. Ooh, buddy. I don't know. He does a lot more of that. He does this nipping thing now. Why? Okay. Cool. I might go another 5-10 minutes. Mean says, me and Mia only just woke up. She's going with her mother again today, back Wednesday. Right on. Oh, Bear, now it's just a sweater camera. All right, I'll take it. We'll go back to me for now. He's over here anyway. Bloop. Dirty apartment. Cool. Hang on, I'll adjust. He's a real mini-sized puma. Yes, he is. We can do. That's his kneading blanket. I don't know if you can see. Sorry, that went sideways. I know. This is the 5th weekend in a row because of the stipulation in the agreement for Mia to be with her mother on odd years for Easter. Oh, interesting. Okay. Making biscuits. Yep. Oh, sorry. Put that back without the bear. Oh, that's from Beans. Okay. Now she's asked to have her the Sunday following the 5th weekend from 9 to 5 for Mother's Day. Right on. I don't know where Moose is. I guess he's in Iris's room. Feels good when my cat makes biscuits on my side, right? I don't know. Bear is very, very pointy. Yeah, I am going to wrap things up pretty soon so I can start trying to do some other things today. This inspires me to bake, but it's Labor Day, so I just went to buy a donut instead. Ooh, what kind of donut? Mia is just one of her 3 kids she can actually see. To try and make herself look like a fantastic mother. Sure. Right. Yeah. I want to pet him, but I don't want to stop him. But that Sunday is also the day we'll be celebrating my mom's 83rd birthday. 83, comma. We have these sugar-coated donuts in Finland for Labor Day that we eat with mead as a drink. Got it. Okay. Is it like powdered sugar? That's pretty standard donut here. Not my personal choice, but I'll go for the chocolate glazed or a regular glazed any day. They are some gigantic biscuits. I've never seen such big biscuits. It's a big dough. Look at the size of that dough, man. Rough sugar. Okay. Whatever normal sugar is. No, yeah, I get it. Yeah. Okay, interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that. Just powdered sugar or different kinds of glazes, really. Or cereal. There's a lot of that out here. Oh yeah. Devil Kitten says, "Tell your mom I said happy birthday." Yes, we all say happy birthday. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. We'll be back Saturday. I think Amanda will join us for that, but I don't know. I love that blue blanket. I got that for Amanda for Christmas, maybe Hanukkah. It's going to be a big pizza or cookie bear. Cookie bear is making. Okay, I got it. Big pizza or a cookie. What happened with the other kittens? Okay, so since Means just got here, I'll do a quick recap of all of the talking points, and then I'll head out. So yeah, originally when Harper left us, we were supposed to exchange. Oh, I'm at 20%, and get 2 out of 4 kittens from a litter. So a litter of 4. We were going to take 2. There was 2 black cats, 2 color points. We were kind of, there wasn't a decision on which we were going to get, so we were kind of hoping to get 1 of each. But what happened was one of the kittens passed away, and the person who had them was like, we should all 3 together, which obviously we agree that that is what is best for those kittens. But it is just not, at the time when we thought about it, we were like, it's just slightly too much. Like we could do it. 3 kittens isn't that bad, but what happens is basically every morning Amanda has to bottle feed the kittens that we have before she goes to work, and an extra kitten would make that 10 more minutes at least. So she would just either or be getting to work late. So yeah, originally we were like, we can't take on 3. We have to do 2. And now it's been almost a week, right? So we've been waiting, well, just over half a week, I guess. And Amanda's been having this conversation with Christy, who's the lady that takes the kittens out of the shelter. And I'm not sure if it's about the original 3 kittens or a new group of 3, but they've been having a lot of back and forth about, like, there's this group of 3 kittens. Can you take them? I'm pretty sure it's a different group. And, for the first couple of days, Amanda was like, no. And then finally last night she was like, look, it's not impossible. It's just a little too much extra work. So, like, if no one else steps up, if there's no other course of action for these kittens, so we'll take them. So they're waiting a couple of days, which I don't know what that time period is exactly. And if there's no pair that we can take, if no one else takes these 3 kittens, then we may end up getting these 3 kittens, which I think is a different 3 kittens. I honestly didn't ask questions because I was like, we're not getting those kittens. I don't care. I don't need to know. But that is basically where all of that is. Does he drool when he's making biscuits? We call cookies biscuits here. Yeah, we call it. We know. He doesn't really. Bear is pretty good about that. Moose drooled. Typically, I get an ad right then. If I look at it later, the ad won't be the same place, will it? No, the live ads do not reflect where the VOD ads end up. The live ads are, I think, more based on I honestly don't know. I'm not going to say anything. He's getting so-ins with it now. Yeah. You keep saying the 3 little kittens. So you keep saying 3, and then 3 little kittens have lost their mittens. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, that's what's going on with the kittens we were supposed to get, and or us getting kittens in general. The other thing I said was Sophie and Simon are officially available for adoption. At the beginning of the show, I talked a lot about, and I posted this on Discord, I believe, how LA's mayor wants to reduce our budget for animal services by like $5-6 million, which effectively closes 3 of the 6 shelters. And then I extrapolated how horrible that would be for Los Angeles and how it will end up costing the city of Los Angeles so much more than they think they're going to save. And yeah, if you haven't signed the petition, there's a petition in the video description below, and I will be blasting that all over the place soon. I'm going to try and publish the blog today. That was pretty much all the talking points. And Betty has a volleyball game today. That was the other thing. And I will talk about all of these things again on Saturday because those are the things to talk about. So thanks for hanging out, everyone. Bear and I will see you later. Is Bonita's birthday Monday? That sounds about right. Let's take a quick look at the calendar. Yeah, so first off, why is this in the 20th? That's not what today is. Okay. Oh, it looks like our foster anniversary is coming up. We have the Wolfpack Kitten's birthday on the 28th. And yesterday was Animal Advocacy Day, or National Adopt a Shelter Pet Day. Wish I had realized that. That would be good to know. Tomorrow is May Day for Mutts. And then next week, Monday is, in fact, Bonita's birthday, which is Cinco de Mayo. Yep. And the whole week next week is National Pet Week and Be Kind to Animals Week. All right. Have a good one, folks. I will see you on Saturday. Again, it might be Cinco de Mayo is the 5th. Yes, Cinco means 5, and Mayo means mayonnaise. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Saturday might actually be a shorter chat, or if anything, just like a hard out at 12 o'clock, because we have some stuff going on. The first thing is with Amanda's sister, and honestly, it's usually somewhat vague in time, and unless we're going somewhere, she's usually a little delayed in getting places. So is what it is. So I don't know how hard that noon out will be, but the potential is that Saturday might be a shorter chat. That's right. I saw a clip of Baby Bear and Moose in their crate with Nita and Cutie tapping them. Right on. Okay. All right. I do gotta get out of here so I can start trying to make some Uber money and stuff like that. So thanks for hanging out, and I will hopefully see you all Saturday. If you have any follow-up questions, drop them on Discord or leave them in the comments when this becomes a video, and I will see you later. Have a great day, and peace. Yeah, started thinking about May and Cinco de Mayo and birthdays and the rest of the names. Gotcha. All right. Peace me out.